Congressman Jim Jordan's crusade against the DOJ and FBI showing signs of falling apart. Jordan has long promised a major investigation into the agency's political bias as he sees it. But tonight, there are growing questions about the witnesses who are central to his case. This is Republicans like Matt Gaetz are using the topic as red meat for the base. Here he is just today.
We have been taking whistleblower testimony from brave patriots, people who worked at the FBI. And I don't care if it takes every second of our time and every ounce of our energy. We either get this government back on our side or we defund and get rid of, abolish the FBI, CDC, ATF, DOJ, every last one of them.
Sarah Murray is out front.
House Judiciary Chair Jim Jordan pinning his probe into alleged political bias at the Justice Department and the FBI on unnamed whistleblowers.
This is dozens of FBI whistleblowers coming to talk to us. We expect more whistleblowers to come forward and sit for these depositions.
But after 3 of them sat for private interviews with committee staff, Democrats are questioning their legitimacy as actual whistleblowers and the relevance of their testimony.
You just said dozens. Do you have notes up from those, or they're just talking to you, your staff?
Mr. Chair.
None of the 3 appear to have had their claims validated by government entities that grant federal whistleblower protection, sources tell CNN. One of the GOP whistleblowers is former FBI agent Steve Friend.
I don't think you have to be a nonpartisan or a partisan to come to the conclusion that the FBI has clearly prioritized this January 6th investigation and is willing to put the public safety at risk.
He says he was suspended for objecting to a SWAT raid of a January 6th suspect facing arrest for misdemeanor offenses. But the suspect was seen at the Capitol on January 6th with an AR-style rifle and tactical military gear, according to court records. Still, Friend told CNN, quote, "I compared it to using an elephant gun to kill a mouse." He filed whistleblower complaints with the DOJ's Inspector General and the U.S. Office of Special Counsel. Both offices eventually rejected his claims. Another whistleblower Jordan is leaning on for his probe, former FBI analyst George Hill, who has tweeted, "Insurrection my ass, it was a setup," about the attack on the Capitol. He claimed the FBI tried to open cases into people merely for traveling to the Capitol on January 6th.
We're not opening up cases for people that were going down to a political rally.
House Judiciary Democrats concluded Hill's testimony is marred by substantial bias and lacks any real hallmarks of credibility. And an FBI spokesperson said the FBI will never open an investigation based solely on First Amendment protected activity. A nonprofit group representing Hill told CNN to wait for the official transcript, quote, before reporting on selective partisan leaks. A third GOP whistleblower, Garrett O'Boyle, says he was suspended from the FBI and stripped of his security clearance after allegedly making an unauthorized media disclosure, a claim he denies. He described this as being a weaponization of the security clearance process, according to the Democratic staff report. But on many points, he refused to elaborate or offer Democrats corroborating evidence. His attorney, a former election attorney for Donald Trump, told CNN his client provided confidential information to Congress, but he did not release that information to Democrats on the committee because he knew that they would leak it to the media. Delegate Stacey Plaskett, the top Democrat on the so-called weaponization committee, tells CNN, "I said at the outset that I thought that this was a mechanism for them to float every conspiracy theory that they might want to try and utilize in the 2024 election. And it appears like that's in fact the case." A spokesperson for Jordan in a statement accused Democrats of leaking cherry-picked excerpts of testimony to attack the brave whistleblowers who risked their careers to speak out on abuses at the Justice Department and FBI. Now, an FBI spokesperson tells CNN when FBI employees report actual evidence of wrongdoing, they are protected from retaliation. We are also learning there are several other supposed whistleblowers who have yet to come in with interviews with the committee, including some who were suspended from the FBI for attending demonstrations at the Capitol on January 6th, sources tell CNN. And Jordan has not backed down from that point, Aaron. He's previously accused the FBI of retaliating against employees for taking part in First Amendment activity.
All right, Sarah, thank you very much. And I want to go now to Ryan Goodman. So, Ryan, you hear Sarah's reporting going through, the 3 people who have testified. Obviously, you can't use the formal word whistleblowers. Jordan says there's dozens more. I guess what I am wondering here is that Jim Jordan really loves this topic. So if Jim Jordan had the goods, he would be wanting to make this public, right? He wouldn't be like, oh, why are you leaking? It'd be public. It'd be televised. I mean, what does this all say, the way it's being handled, about what he's really got?
Right, so it's a great question. If these people have the goods, let's hear it. And in fact, in the over 300-page Democratic staff report, they actually have a forward by the ranking members from the Democratic side that actually say, present these individuals to the American public without delay. We want to hear from them because they do not have the goods. They are not whistleblowers. They do not have any firsthand information about fraud, waste, and abuse, the technical terms for being a whistleblower. So it doesn't seem like he has it, at least with the three people that have actually gone before the subcommittee.
Right. I mean, just again, to make the point, is everybody should be aware. If Jim Jordan had it, he would be blasting it. He wouldn't be upset that somebody was leaking it. So it's just a very basic kind of gut check here. Now, Steve Friend, one of the whistleblowers that we saw the soundbite from him on Fox News that Sarah shared, he's a former FBI agent in Florida. He was suspended last year for objecting to that SWAT raid of a suspect who had been at January 6th and had an AR-15 style rifle. So what do you make of that situation?
So it's also like not the poster child one wants if you're thinking that these people are whistleblowers. So the idea from Jim Jordan is this is a conscientious objector. But now we find out, what did he object to? He resisted and refused to assist the FBI in its SWAT arrest of this individual who is an alleged 3%er militia member. And in fact, they're called the B Squad. And they're featured in the final report by the January 6th committee because they engaged in the assault on the Capitol. And in fact, under
Someone
testimony—
known to be armed.
Somebody known to be armed and dangerous. And in fact, in his testimony, Friend then admits that he was known to be armed and dangerous, and then that would qualify for a SWAT operation. So it just all falls apart.
So he admits that it qualifies, but he didn't do it and wants conscientious objector status. Doesn't add up.
Exactly.
All right, Ryan Goodman, thank you very much.